And good afternoon, and welcome to Zaleski Sports. And it's a cold, brisky afternoon, sunshine here at Hiding Stadium here in Marshfield. But the temperature outside is 40 degrees with a wind out of the southeast. It has switched to the southeast at 12 miles per hour. It feels like 33 degrees, but we are going to have soccer today, and we've got a lot of games actually on the Zaleski Network tonight or this afternoon. We've got Columbus boys and girls over at Neilsville playing softball and baseball. The Pacelli boys and girls are over at WIAA Fremont playing in baseball and softball. Eau Claire Memorial is at Wisconsin Rapids. Bondwell is at Amherst. And Wausau East baseball is at Eau Claire North. And all those are on Zaleski Sports. The last I had checked, there was a couple of games in the third or fourth inning, but we are actually inside up here in the press box at Marshfield. It is very comfortable, but we do get a little breeze coming from the south east here once in a while, but we are nice and comfortable up here. And we are having the Marshfield Tigers opening up the season here, and they are taking on the Eau Claire North Huskies. And in the last 4 years, the Huskies have come away with against the Tigers. Back in 2022, the Tigers lost 4-0, and in 23 they lost 2-0, and in 24 they lost 2-1. And last year they scored a goal by Katzenberger, but they came right back in the second half. North did, and tied it up, and that's the way it finished. So North has had the advantage of winning now 3-0-1 against the Tigers in the last 4 years. The Tigers coming off the season last year of 6-11-3, and in fifth place in the Wisconsin Valley last year. They scored 30 goals total, and in 20 games. The Tigers were shut out 9 times last year, but all those shutouts that they were in the ball game just constantly. They would lose like 2-0, or 2-1, or 3-0. But they were in pretty much every game. But they had a very good season against some very tough competition in the Valley last year, and the defense did have 5 shutouts last year for Marshfield. So it was out of the, well, if you look at the wins that they had, every one was a shutout. They actually had 6 shutouts when they had the wins last year. So they had a big win against Wausau East, a 7-0 win against them, and also let's look back here, because I know they played them twice, and I can't seem to find the other game here, but they played very well against the Valley teams. They tied against Stevens Point last year. So Eau Claire North had a rough year last year. They were 2-12-4, and they won their very first one against Rhinelander last year, 1-0, and then they beat Regis 3-1, and those were the only 2 wins they had all year. But they were shut out 14 games last year. They had a total of 6 goals in 18 games last year. So should be a very interesting contest this afternoon, as Marshfield has, I think it was, Marshfield's got 1 freshman, 7 sophomores, 1 junior, and 10 seniors on their 19-person roster, while Eau Claire North has 23 players on their roster, and they have a very, very young team, 7 freshmen, 8 sophomores, 3 juniors, and 5 seniors. So it'll be a very good contest, I think, against these 2 teams. They both of them were actually iced out last week, so they were supposed to both play last Thursday, and of course, with the ice storms that we had last week, they were postponed. So these are actually the season opener for both teams here. So We're going to be back in just a little bit. We'll give you the starting lineups, and I'm going to send it over to John. I'm Mike Steinwagner along with John Standerford, and we're going to be bringing you action here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Get fresh meats and cheeses every day at Smith Brothers Meats. Let Smith Brothers Meats cater your next event. Smith Brothers Meats of Colby open Monday through Saturday. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is the team you need by your side. Call Sammy or Sue today and visit on North Central Avenue, Brock & Decker.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware, bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware, still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day. Simplicity Credit Union brings home the win with great mobile options and the right loan for your family, business, and home. Check them out at simplicity.coop today. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. Set up a free consultation today at Bruce Orthodontics. They're changing lives one smile at a time.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
And we are back here at Marshfield as we're about 5 minutes away of starting the season opener for the Marshfield Tigers against the Eau Claire North Huskies from the Big Rivers Conference. The starting lineups for the Marshfield Tigers, starting as the goalkeeper, was a senior, number 0, Gabby Niehaus. On the defensive side, a senior, Blair Bennington, number 2. Then also on the defensive side, number 3, Nola Christopher, a sophomore for the Tigers. And then middle person, middle defender is number 5. That's Emmeline Clements, a senior for the Marshfield Tigers. And then we've got at a forward position, Alexis Huffman, which is number 7. She is a senior. Grace Will is a defender. She's a senior. And number 8, Kara Rabb is a defender, and she's a senior, and number 12. Then we've got number 13, Cassidy Christopher, a senior, as she is a middle person. And let's see, then we've got Elena Johannesson, who's a sophomore, and she's a middle person at number 16. Paige Pernsteiner is a defender, and she's a sophomore, number 17. And Claire Malone finishes out the starting lineup for the Tigers, and she is a forward, and she is a senior and number 19. The captains on this Stratford team, the Tiger team, Marshfield Tiger team, is Emmeline Clements and Alexis Huffman and Cassidy Christopher, 3 seniors. For the North Huskies, Eau Claire North Huskies, they'll start at guarding the goal there, a junior, number 0, Maddie Sorensen, and she is a captain. On the defensive side, Kira Shear, a sophomore, number 1. And then number 2, Addie Liberty, a midfielder. She's a sophomore. And then number 6, Anna Schmidt, who's playing the defensive side there. She's a sophomore. And number 13, Bryn Balthauser, a forward freshman. And then a sophomore at the forward position, number 15, Kylie Klein. On the defensive side, number 16, Samantha Liddell. She is a freshman. And Kenna Apple, a freshman forward, number 17. And Desiree Prizzle, a senior defensive person. And number 24, Kate Washburn, a midfielder. She's a junior. And number 26 at the forward position, a freshman, Paige Ward. So looking at this, they've got three freshmen starting for the Huskies. And 1, 2, 3, we've got about 4 sophomores. So actually only one senior on this team. Purcell is also a captain on this team, and along with Sorensen, and they're the two main captains on this team. As the Tigers lost quite a bit from last year, but this group of Marshfield girls with a lot of varsity experience last year, and so we'll see what kind of team Coach Kelly Ugna puts on the field here, as we are at Hiding Stadium here in Marshfield, all turf field, as this field has been here now. Well, I want to say about 7 years now. So great complex here that they put right next to the high school on the campus here of Marshfield High School. As both teams are warming up, as on the south end here is the Eau Claire North Huskies. On the north end here is the Marshfield Tigers. And we're about a minute away. And so I'm going to send it back to John. We're going to run a couple commercials here yet, and we'll be right back for the start of this contest in a non-conference contest with the Marshfield Tigers and the Eau Claire North Huskies. And you're watching high school soccer here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Simple, clear, helpful, and built around you. This isn't just a new building, it's a new experience for our members and for the Stevens Point community. Now it's easier than ever to stop in when it works for you. With 24/7 drive-through access, our services fit your schedule, not the other way around. Here at Simplicity, that's the kind of experience we believe in. You'll still see the same friendly faces, now in a space designed to serve you better and enhance the community we're proud to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you in.
And we are back here at Hiding Stadium, located on the campus of Marshfield High School. And this afternoon's was actually evening, because almost it's 6:21, so we can call it evening. Feels nice, though, the Suns are back here, as the sun will be going down in about an hour or so. But our pregame show is brought to you by First Choice Credit Union. First Choice Credit Union of Marshfield serves anyone who lives or works in Wood, Marathon, Clark, or Portage counties. Make First Choice Credit Union your first choice for loans. So Donnie Felloffer over on the PA tonight for the Marshfield Tigers. He's been doing this we were talking beforehand, he's been doing this for 40 years already. So he's getting up close to my area, as I've done it for, 52 years. And so, it's nice to be back in the broadcast booth. And we got a baseball game in last week. We were down at Wisconsin Rapids. We're scheduled for a Columbus game on Thursday. And so a lot of action going on in the central Wisconsin area. As I mentioned, we've got a few games going on in the central Wisconsin area tonight. And so we'll try to pick up a few scores there. But we should have a good one tonight. As a very experienced Marshfield team. As I mentioned, they have 10 seniors on that on this Marshfield team. And the Eau Claire Huskies with a very, very young underclass. They've got, as I mentioned, 7 freshmen, 8 sophomores, and 3 juniors. So, and the Tigers have 1 freshman and 1 junior and 7 sophomores. The JV game, very exciting JV game beforehand here. The Tigers were down in the second period, 2-0, and within a 5-minute stretch, there was only about 8 minutes left in the contest in the second half, and the Tigers came roaring back and scored 3 goals in a 5-minute span and hung on for a 3-2 season opener win against the Eau Claire North Huskies. So we'll see if the varsity can make it a clean sweep here tonight. And so we should have, like I mentioned, a real dandy one tonight. So we'll see what happens as the temperature will be going down a little bit here. And I see there's quite a few fans here. I'd say there's roughly maybe 50 fans down here in the stands. I'm surprised nobody's sitting over on the other side where the sun is shining, so they can have at least a little heat from the bleachers on that side with the sun shining over there. Everybody's sitting in the shade back here, but they've brought their blankies with them, and both teams are going to come over and shake hands here to start, or getting ready for the starting lineups here for both ball clubs. And so we're going to take a quick break here, and I'm going to send it back to John. He'll run a couple spots here before we have the national anthem. And you're watching high school soccer here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
And we are back here at Hiding Stadium as they are introducing the Eau Claire North Huskies starting lineup here. As I mentioned, the Huskies with 24 girls on their opening roster. The Tigers with 19. Very good turnout for both of these clubs as soccer has really grown in the Marshfield and the Eau Claire area, and great to see the great numbers. Let me tell you a little bit about Hiller's Ace Hardware and their new move. Hiller's is now Ace Hardware and is Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. on the job or in the woods, be ready to fight the winter elements and check out Hiller's large selection of Milwaukee tools and gear and Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield. And maybe we'll have to change that, so we'll turn it to the spring so we can get some warm weather here, as they're saying next week possibly back in the 50s again. So that'll be nice, just around the corner. I know a couple of weeks ago I was down in Florida where we had some nice weather down there. We were around the 70-degree weather, but they did have one spell down there. We had a high of 55, but Wisconsin people were kind of used to that. But it was a great time down there, and just time to get away. And we're glad to see the baseball and softball and the track and field and soccer to start up this spring season here. And so we'll have action here in just a little bit. And we'll look at who the Tigers have coming up after this. They will be traveling to Wausau East actually a week from today on the 14th, and they'll take on the Lumberjacks at 7 o'clock at Wausau East. And they'll be back home against Chippewa Falls on the 17th, and that'll start at 6:30 here at the high school. And now for our national anthem. And we'll be just minutes away here for the start of the 2026 season of soccer. And we are back. A little technical difficulty there, and we got everything working here. As I mentioned, the Tigers are coached by Kelly Ugna, assisted by Jeff Malter. The goalie coach is Christy Frederick, and another goalie coach is Seth Jonas also. The JV coach, Robbie Hall, and the manager, Diana Perez and Rachel Wash. And for the Huskies of Eau Claire North, they're coached by Alex Nicholson and assisted by Shannon Walsh. And so both teams getting their final instructions here. Soccer, if nobody's ever watched soccer before, we play 40-minute halves, a continuous clock. The only time the clock will stop is on a goal, an injury, or a timeout. So we play two 40-minute halves, and so 80 minutes of continuous clock. And so we'll have like a 10 or 15-minute halftime in there. So sit back, grab a little drink and a little snack, and we'll give you some soccer action here from Hiding Stadium, as the Tigers will be, let's see, which end they are going to defend. They will defend the south goal, as the goalie is Goalie Gabby Niehaus heading to her position there. And for the Eau Claire Huskies, as Maddie Sorensen heads down to take her place, covering that north goal. Special thanks at our game time sponsors of Arts Body Shop, Bruce Orthodontics, Takara Manaka, and Partners Bank, and Hefco Floral. And we're starting as kick goes, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Tigers, and the Eau Claire Huskies will take control here. Down on the south end at about the 20-yard line, so not much area to work with here, as there are only 20, and the Tigers will take it as it was knocked out by the Huskies and tossed in and knocked down there by Cassidy Christopher. Battle at about the 25-yard line. Pass over to Christopher. Christopher gets it, and the Huskies get control. And we've got a whistle. And we'll see who's going to take it out here. As the Tigers will have control of it. As they'll get a kind of a free kick from the 20-yard line here. But they've got about 80 or 90 yards to go with it. And long roll down, being chased by the Huskies. And it goes out of bounds, and we'll see who's got control of that. As the goalie from the Huskies, Sorensen, gets control and places it down, and she'll kick it back into play here. And she gets it off and gets it out to about the 35-yard line. As we have a battle as Marshfield takes control of it at the 50-yard line. Great work here by the very young Husky team here. And we've got a race for it, and still in bounds. As the Tigers had a possible shot, and it will stay with the Tigers. Tigers with excellent chance of scoring here as they'll take it out at about the 15-yard line. And last touch by the Tigers, and Eau Claire North Huskies will take control. As I mentioned, these two teams tied last year. It was about the, I want to say the 5th game of the season last year, and finished in a 1-1 tie. The Tigers losing 2 all-conference selections last year and 2 honorable mentions. So they lost 4 very valuable seniors from last year's squad. And coming back for, for Eau Claire is, I've got so many papers here, I can't find what I'm looking for here. But, here we go. And so they lost actually a second-team all-conference in Leah Lutke, but Desiree Purcell, who is back. She was an honorable mention selection, and Maddie Sorensen, the goalie, was an honorable mention all-conference last year for the Huskies. And the Tigers, all 4 of theirs from last year were seniors last year, and so they've kind of have to rebuild here, but they've got a very, very strong senior team this year. So we'll see if the Tigers can get their first win against the Eau Claire North, as they are 0-3-1 against them in the last 4 years. So the Huskies with the ball here now, as got an official coming over talking to Coach Ugna, and we've got a hold up here as they are calling this actually player injury here, as the clock has stopped. We're about 4 minutes and 11 seconds into this contest, and as I mentioned, we play 40-minute halves. And so we're going to see what's, as the Huskies are converging over here on the 20-yard line. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take one commercial, and we'll be right back right after this. And you're watching high school soccer here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
And we are back here at Hiding Stadium, and must have been something with Maddie Sorensen as she came from off the sidelines there, the goalie for the Huskies. And we are back at action here, and ball goes out of bounds, and the Tigers will retain it as it is tossed back in to Christopher. And taking control there is Washburn, junior midfielder. Christopher with it. Goes into the center and kicks it down the right side. And saved by a Tiger. Going one-on-one. A shot and a nice save there by Maddie Sorensen. The honorable mention goalkeeper from last year, all conference. And so that's actually the first attempted goal shot in this contest, and Maddie making a nice save there. As Tigers trying to get control here. Kicks it back out center. And gets it over to number 17, that's Apple. And the ball goes out of bounds, and the Huskies will retain it. As they have a person with a ball all the time on both ends here to keep things moving right along because you have a continuous clock. And Tigers with control of it. Nice footwork going on out here on the 40-yard line. Over on the far end, that's over to Nola Christopher. And it's a race down on the other end here. As getting a kickoff there was Johannesson. And Sorensen. An attempted shot there by Kiara Rab, excuse me. And Sorensen picks it up and kicks it out to about the 35-yard line where the Huskies are taking control of it. And we've got a battle out there on trying to get good position out there. As it looks like the Tigers might have kicked it. No, they're going to say that the Huskies touched it last, and it will be Tigers' ball. It's thrown in, and boy, a shot right to the head. Didn't catch the number there. I think that was Purcell. As the kick by the Marshfield player hit her right in the head and threw her back, but she looks like she's fine. We're 7:39 into this contest and still no score. As I mentioned, this when they played last year over at Eau Claire, finished in a 1-1 tie. Marshfield scored in the first period and Eau Claire in the second period, and it finished up as a 1-1 tie. And it will be as Sorensen getting ready to kick it here. Looks over the field a little bit, and the kick. And she gets it out to about the 35-yard line. Marshfield playing very good defense out there today. As I've mentioned, it's this very senior-dominated team. They've got 10 seniors on this club. And it's going to go out of bounds. And last touched by the Tigers. And Sorensen will look things over. And coming in here for the Huskies now is, we'll try to catch that number, is number 10 for the Huskies. That is Maddie Lloyd. She's a freshman midfielder. As I mentioned, a lot of freshmen on this Huskies ball club, as they have 7 freshmen, and 3 of them are starting for Coach Alex Nicholson. And we got a race for it, and heading out of bounds, and it will go to the Tigers as Gabby Niehaus will set it down in place and look things over and see where she's going to kick this. And she kicks it off over to the far eastern side at about the 25-yard line. And the Huskies with control. And we've got a battle going on. And Gabby Niehaus comes up with it. So a save by the Marshfield Tigers as Gabby kicks it out of bounds. And it'll be the Huskies' ball. Goes off of Marshfield's player's head. Battle for it. Tigers with control. And about the 30. Huskies with the interception, back across the 50. And good defense there by the Tigers. Tiger player out there battling for it is Paige Ward for the Huskies and Mentz for the Tigers. And with it coming up the field, with it for the Tigers is Kira Rabb. Rabb still with it, and nice block by the Huskies there. And that one's going to go out of bounds. And it will go to the Tigers as they will control it. With a toss in. And heading out of bounds and going to the Huskies. Rice's More Than Floors Marshfield, stopping today for quality window treatments, paint, tile, remnants, or quality flooring. Visit their showroom and visit their website, or give them a call tomorrow and stop in, see Brad and Carrie there and the whole crew. And even Bob will have a few words for you there at Rice's More Than Floors, so they'll treat you well. As the Huskies taking control of it and kicking it out of bounds. And the Tigers they'll take it out at about the end zone area. And the Huskies come up with that loose ball. ball comes back out to the middle of the field here. And going for it for the Tigers is Pernsteiner. Great foot race over there in a battle and knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Huskies ball, and throwing it in for the Huskies as a corner kick. And we're trying to catch a number of those powder blue numbers, really hard to read on that white shirt. And a kick into the middle, a nice defensive play by the Tigers. And a race for it, and knocked out of bounds by the Huskies, and the Tigers will have it, and throwing it in will be number 13. That is Cassidy Christopher tossing it in as a little change here. And throwing it in for the Tigers will be Blair Bennington. As coming in for the Tigers here now is number 15. That is Emma Hebring, a sophomore midfielder. And we've got a flag up, and it'll be going to the Huskies, as the Huskies will retain this. As they'll get a free kick here from inbounds at the 40-yard line. A great shot in the middle. Huskies with it at about the 20. Great footwork over there. As the Tigers come up with it. You got 15. That would be Hebring going against Donzie, as she's a senior defensive person now in for the Huskies also. Nice kick there by Rab. And down on the far end, and that I think will be last touch by, yes, it will be touched by the Huskies, so the Tigers will have a shot. Nope, they're going to say that the Tigers kicked it out of bounds. And so Sorensen with another kick from her end of the field. And a beautiful long kick out to the 40, 45. Actually, both teams playing very, very good defense here, as we are just a little over 16 minutes into this contest. That means we have like 34 minutes. Well, excuse me, 20. My math is going crazy here. 24 minutes left in this first half, and we still have no score. As the season just starting here for both teams here. Tigers down on their end of the field. As Tigers can control now. Get it out to about the 30 here. And with it is number 12. That is Kiara Robb. And Rab with it. Great defensive play there by the Huskies. Over in the far end of the field. And a great stop by Sorensen to prevent the Tigers from scoring, as Sorensen will kick it out. And just a short kick. And that will be the Tigers, as nobody touched that, as There was a Husky and a Tiger there, and they decided just to let it go out. We're coming up to the 18-minute mark in this contest. So with 22 minutes left in this half. Tossing it in is Bennington for the Tigers. And we've got a flag up. It'll go to the Huskies. And kicked out of bounds by the Huskies, and the Tigers will retain it. And tossing it in for the Tigers will be Bennington. Gets it in and last touched by the Tigers. And the Huskies will take over on Marshfield's end of the field at the 20-yard line. It's about the only way you could actually stay warm out here today is with all this running around here to, cause a little warmness maybe. And knocked out of bounds there by the Huskies. You get control of the ball, but it doesn't stay very long as both teams, defensive-wise, just jumps as the official got in the way of there a little fancy footwork by the official. As a race for the ball. As she kicks it back into the middle and knocked down there. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Huskies' ball as Bennington now gets it. She was going to go after it, but they have all four corners covered with soccer balls, so you can have continuous play. And we have hit the halfway mark here. We've got 20 minutes left in this half. As you could say, if you're going to go 4 quarters, we've got the first quarter done already. And still no score. And a shot by the Tigers is wide right. And as Bennington goes after the ball, which the clock is running, I'm not sure why they did not throw a ball in. As she's going clear over by the pole vault pit. I mean, she is a good 40 yards away from the goal. So it's actually going to take about a minute and a half, minute 40 seconds off the clock here with nobody's, with any action at all. So I'm surprised there was not a ball thrown in. As Bennington will now have the kick out onto the field and goes off the side of her foot and just goes out of bounds. It'll be the Tigers' ball on their end of the field. It's sitting at about the 30-yard line. And the Huskies will prevent it from going out of bounds. As we got a foot battle over there on the far end of the field. And hitting it over to Alexis Hoffman. And it will get a free kick here by the Huskies and go out of bounds. And it'll be the Tigers' ball. Tournament play just around, well, not really around the corner. We're just starting, but actually, tournament play for regionals will be starting June 2nd. And the Huskies are a Division I team. There's an A and a B in their sectional this year. And they're in a very, very tough sectional there with Chippewa Falls, DC Everest, Eau Claire Memorial, Hudson, Superior, Wausau West, and Wisconsin Rapids, Lincoln. They're up in the upper half bracket there. And down below is Appleton North, Appleton East, Bayport, De Pere, Green Bay Preble, Hortonville, Kimberly, and Spash in there. So you're seeing like 4 different conferences in there in that sectional. And Marshfield, a Division II team, and they've been a Division II for quite a while. And there are in that upper Group A bracket. The sectional has not been determined where it's going to be at, but Altoona Fall Creek, a co-op with the enrollment of the combining of those 2 schools, moves to Division II. And Holman, Marshfield, Menominee, New Richmond, Onalaska, River Falls, and Wausau East. And so some very tough competition in those sectionals there. And, you go back, we'll talk about it, say, during halftime, but Marshfield was to the state tournament back in 2019, not that long ago, 7 years ago. But they had an outstanding team that year and landed up going to the state tournament. And Marshfield, I think, finished I want to say 3rd in the conference that year. But so they do have some state experience from years ago. So, and of course, Eau Claire North has not made it to the state tournament at all, but it was great to see the Marshfield Tigers soccer team program. And soccer has, baseball was really big, back when I was a kid. And I'll tell you, soccer has really, really grown in the Marshfield area here. And there's a lot of kids out for soccer. And this Marshfield program has really grown to one of the top, soccer programs. We've had some great, outstanding coaches, not just at the varsity level or the JV level, but even at the youth level. And so congratulations to all those youth coaches to work with those kids to bring them up to this varsity level. So we're still at 0-0. We've come to the 25-minute mark. We've got 15 minutes left in this half. And so the Tigers trying to threaten here as kick goes down, and Sorensen will grab that one. You go to the southern part of the states, and you've got powerhouses down there all the time. You've got, the Madison schools down there. You've got, a good example is Madison Memorial and Madison West. They've been to the state tournament 13 years, 12 years. And, Divine Savior Holy Angels have been there 12 times and won quite a few state championships. In fact, even when they were in WIAA, they were a powerhouse in WIAA. So soccer, very, very strong here in the state of Wisconsin. As the Tigers trying to threaten here, and just down on their end, a little foot race here, and knocked out of bounds by the Huskies, and the Tigers will have it. And that ball will clear over to the fence, and the official down on that end will give Marshfield a ball here. As we've got a corner kick here. That corner kick is, we can't catch the number here. That was by Clements, that corner kick. And the ball's still alive, and the Huskies with it, and knocked away by the Tigers. And it will go out of bounds, and Tigers will have a good chance of scoring here as they are down on their end of the field. They're sitting at about the 17-yard line. Toss in. And knocked down and recovered by the Huskies. As Bennington tried to get one in there, but knocked away nicely by the Huskies. Great defense. And so the Huskies will have a free kick down on the Marshfield 25-yard line here. And the kick knocked down by Marshfield. Marshfield with control. And had a good shot, but long kick by the Huskies and will go out of bounds, and the Tigers will have it at midfield. Not really a lot of shots on goal tonight, just a lot of defense back and forth. All the excitement was back in the JV game where the JVs picked up a big 3-2 victory. They were down 2-0. And with 8 minutes left, they scored 3 times in the next 5 minutes and then held on the final 3 minutes to come away with a 3-2 victory to open up their JV season and go 1-0. And the clock's still running, and we are down to about the final 12 minutes here of the first half, as we're coming to the 28:35 mark. And Tigers with it. Gets it over to Christopher. As I mentioned, the Tigers lost 2 of their honorable mention and 2 of their all-conference ball players from last year. And so Tigers are going to have to rebuild on that, but good senior bunch out there. And the Huskies with control of it on their end of the field here. And great footwork over there by the Huskies. Gets it into the middle. And a chance to score. And a great knockdown by Gabby Niehaus as a great save. As Gabby spoils the scoring chance for the Eau Claire North Huskies. As Apple with the shot knocked down. Apple with it and knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. That knocked out of bounds by Cassidy Christopher. And taking it out will be Kyra Shear for the Huskies. As they work the ball back to and intercepted by the Tigers. With Frederick with that interception. And the Tigers with it. Christopher with the kick and rolling right to as Sorensen comes out of that goal area to take that kick. As we're coming up to the 31-minute mark, so 9 minutes left here in this first half. Tigers with control. Both teams with a couple scoring opportunities in there. As Tiger tried to squeak in there to try to steal that ball away right down by the goal line, goal area. And Tigers get it back. Goes to Huffman. Huffman. Great footwork out there by Kiara Rabb. As the Tigers have control. And last touch by the Tigers. And it'll be the Huskies' ball. Huskies are going to have to go the full length of the field here. As we are running down to the 33-minute mark. That'll be 7 minutes left. We'll tell you a little bit about Valley Communities Credit Union. For 90 years, Valley Communities Credit Union has been part of your hometown team, local, trusted, strong Valley Communities Credit Union, where community comes first, federally insured by NCUA, and a great place to do business with Valley Communities Credit Union. As Marshfield makes a couple changes here. And let's see if we can catch who's out there now. Number 19 for the Tigers is Claire Malone, who was a starter and back now in for the Tigers. And the Tigers with the kick and trying to race it down and goes out of bounds, and it'll be the Huskies' ball. Wheelers of Marshfield supports the hometown team. Stop at the Wheelers location nearest you and find a new vehicle for spring, or schedule your upcoming service or get an oil change. That's Wheelers Chevrolet of Marshfield. And they have other locations across the central Wisconsin area. I know they've got one over in Wisconsin Rapids. I think Coloma, they've got one. I think up in Merrill there's one also. But they've got like 4 or 5 locations here in Wisconsin. So stop by and see them at Wheeler Chevrolet of Marshfield. As Sorensen gets another stop and kicks it out to the 40-yard line. And the Huskies with control and nicely stopped by the Tigers. As coming up with it now is Huffman. Huffman with the kick into center court. And it's a race for the ball. And Sorensen comes in with a big kick and knocks it clear down to almost the 45-yard line of the Tigers. And another foot race, and Huffman trying to get it at it. And we've got a trip there by the Tigers, and so the Huskies will take over the trip as Grace Will, a senior, with a little trip there, so they get penalized, and it'll be the Huskies' ball. Huskies with a big kick, but right to a Marshfield player. Great defense as Huffman comes up with it. As that kick goes right to Baltazar. And a race for it, and Marshfield comes up with it, got a chance to score, across the middle. And as Hebring had a chance, but the next kick goes clear out of bounds. And a new ball is thrown in, and Maddie Sorensen will take control, one of the team captains for the Huskies, with coming up to just 4 minutes to play here in this first half. And the kick. And it's knocked down by the Tigers, but the Huskies come up with control on it. And Tigers, great save there by the Tigers. Kicked over in the far corner. And a foot race between there. Tigers coming away with it. And they've got a breakaway here. And it's kicked by the Huskies into goalie as Marshfield player tried to come in and block that kick by Sorensen. And Sorensen's kick goes out of bounds, and the Tigers will retain it. And another stop by Sorensen. As the Tigers have had a couple good looks at the net there, but neither team here coming up with a score. As the Shadows coming onto the field here at Hiding Stadium in Marshfield. This field located on the campus of Marshfield High School. In fact, you can go back to 2020, actually, the Boys Division II, that was during the COVID year. The Boys Division II State Championship was held on this field because I remember I did the PA system for that contest here, and it was a nice thrill of doing the PA for a state tournament. Yeah, it was a nice crowd here. I can't recall who the two teams were, but we had a very good turnout for that state tournament during that COVID year. So the Tigers with the ball, and it'll be tossed in by Bennington. Bennington tosses it in, and we've got a whistle out here. And the clock's still ticking away yet. We're coming up to the 2-minute mark here. And we got a foot battle going on here. Coming up with it now is Hebring. Gets it into the middle, but nicely knocked away by a Husky. Kick into the middle and knocked down. Controlled by Eau Claire North. And we'll be coming up to the just shortly here in about a minute and a half. Well, we've got and a nice stop by Gabby. Knocked it down, but Marshfield player came in and kicked it out of the way as Gabby fell down in front of the net, and it was wide open. But a great decision by a Marshfield player to come over to cover that net and kick it away, because with Gabby being down, it was pretty much an open net. But good defensive play by Marshfield there, where Eau Claire North could have got on the scoreboard here just seconds away from the end of the first half here. And the ball is going to go out of bounds to the Huskies as we're counting down with 49, 8 as Don Fellhofer counts it down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's the end of the first half. And so here from Hiding Stadium here in Marshfield, it's the Marshfield Tigers, 0, and the Eau Claire North Huskies, 0. And you are watching high school soccer here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Rigel Plumbing and Heating in Marshfield, your local Amana dealer. Call Rigel Plumbing and Heating today to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter ahead. For expertise, honesty, and stellar service, look no further than Heritage Auto Body. Heritage Auto Body has free estimates and works with your insurance. Heritage Auto Body on Heritage Drive in Marshfield.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and Scotty'sPizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Retirement is a balancing act because everyone's financial situation is unique. A reverse mortgage loan can transform your home's equity into accessible cash, whether it's to pay off your mortgage, cover bills, or fund your dreams.
The cash is there if we need it, and it just takes a little stress off of our lives.
You have something else to fall back on?
Call me, Josh Kilty, your local retirement mortgage specialist, for a free consultation to help bring financial stability to your life.
Man, that furnace is just going down and retirement's not working out how we wanted to have it happen. What can we do?
Let's see what Donnie has to say.
At Citizens Financial Services, located at Citizens State Bank, we specialize in developing unique plans for our clients to provide guidance in retirement. A customized plan starts with your goals, your needs, paired with a well-thought-out strategy to address those goals.
I think this is going to work.
To set up a time, call me, Donnie Snyder, at 715-486-8151.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with a smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile. Call us to set up your free consultation today.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
Get fresh meats and cheeses every day at Smith Brothers Meats. Let Smith Brothers Meats cater your next event. Smith Brothers Meats of Colby open Monday through Saturday. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is the team you need by your side. Call Sammy or Sue today and visit on North Central Avenue. Brock & Decker.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware, bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware, still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day. Simplicity Credit Union brings home the win with great mobile options and the right loan for your family, business, and home. Check them out at simplicity.coop today. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. Set up a free consultation today at Bruce Orthodontics. They're changing lives one smile at a time.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Simple, clear, helpful, and built around you. This isn't just a new building, it's a new experience for our members and for the Stevens Point community. Now it's easier than ever to stop in when it works for you. With 24/7 drive-through access, our services fit your schedule, not the other way around. Here at Simplicity, that's the kind of experience we believe in. You'll still see the same friendly faces, now in a space designed to serve you better and enhance the community we're proud to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you in.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
And we are back here at Hiding Stadium, where we are all knotted up at 0 after the first half. And we'll see if we can get some scoring going on here as the sun is slowly sinking into the west here. And we've got the lights on here at Hiding Stadium. And coming up on Thursday, weather permitting, and it looks like it should be pretty good. Our schedule, we've got a great schedule coming up on Thursday here. Some great ball games coming up. In softball, we've got Holman at Wisconsin Rapids at a 4 o'clock start. And then we've got Pacelli at DC Everest. That could be a very, very good ball game. DC Everest, very strong ball club. And Pacelli as Coach Molsky does a great job there at Pacelli. That one's going to start at 4:30 over at DC Everest on Thursday. The baseball game, Rochelle is at Pittsville on Thursday. Pittsville ranked number, if I'm not mistaken, they are ranked like 4th or 5th in Division 4. And great job that Coach Rayburn doing down there. And at 4:30 on Thursday, Fond du Lac is at Kaukauna in a baseball game. Wrightstown is at Wapaka at 4:30. Tomahawk is at Marathon. Marathon is going to be a big contender in the Marywood Conference this year with Stratford. And I think Edgar will be right in there also. And so should be a good race. Team down to only 5 teams in that Marywood Conference this year, as Wassa Newman has dropped baseball for this season. But Marathon and Stratford and Edgar are going to battle it out. It went right down to the wire last year, and Auburndale's going to be right in there also, as Jay Anderson's going to do a great job. And I will get a chance to see the Auburndale Eagles on next, I think it's Tuesday. I will be in Auburndale to take my first look at Coach Anderson's ball club over there. And on Thursday also, Abbotsford will be hosting Medford at 4:45. And Neelsville will be taking on Columbus Catholic. And I am scheduled to do that ball game at Hackman Field. But we'll see if usually it's hard to get onto Jack Hackman Field this early in the season, as there's a couple of soft spots out there. And I know they want to get that diamond ready also for, don't want to do too much damage to that field, because the AAA American Legion State Tournament will be at Hackman Field this year, and we'll be covering that on Zaleski Sports 2 this summer. And at 5 o'clock, the Marshfield Tigers will be playing Menominee, and then at 6:30, Wisconsin Rapids will be playing game number 2 against Holman, and Steve Maves will have the call on that one. So some action going on Thursday night. We are ready to start the second period here, the soccer match with the Eau Claire North Huskies and the Marshfield Tigers, and we are all knotted up at 0 here, and the Tigers control the ball here, and as the goalkeepers change sides, as Gabby Niehaus now defending the north end, and Maddie Sorensen defending the south end for the Eau Claire North Huskies, as the Tigers bring it across midfield. And it goes out of bounds, and it will go to the Huskies. The Tigers, though, get a big steal. And we've got a push, and it will go out of bounds. And it'll be a call against the Tigers, as they will get a free kick at about the 35-yard line, 36-yard line here on the field. And knocked down nicely by Pernsteiner. Tigers controlling it at midfield. Gets it crossed, and a battle, and the Huskies come up with it. And going out of bounds, and it will be the Tigers' ball. As the Tigers control it. And across midfield, and will go out of bounds, and it'll be the Huskies' ball. So mark your calendar for April 24th, just around the corner here. It's the Marshfield Tiger Booster Club Booster Bash, and it's at a new location. It's used to be at the fairgrounds. It has now been moved to the River Edge Golf Course, a night of live music, food, raffles, and auctions, all to raise funds for Tigers athletics. The Tiger Booster Bash coming soon on April 24th at River Edge Country Club. And Felker Brothers of Marshfield, a leading manufacturer of stainless steel products, congratulates students and student athletes across central Wisconsin on your accomplishments, both on and off the courts and fields. Best of luck this season from Felker Brothers of Marshfield. As the Tigers have control. And the Tigers battling for it and coming up with it at midfield here. And nice block by the Huskies here as they control it now and bring it up the field, and goes out of bounds, and it'll be Tigers' ball. As the Tigers take it out, and intercepted nicely by the Huskies there. Knocked down. And Huskies kick it back, and the Tigers regain. Kick it across the middle, but no Tiger there. And coming up with it and kicking it away nicely was Maddie Sorensen. And she left that net wide open, a little gutsy there, as there was a couple Tigers around the ball there, but she made a nice defensive play to kick it out about 20, 25 yards. As the Tigers now have control of it on their side of the field. And the kick goes into the middle, But no Tiger there at all as the Huskies kick it and bring it across midfield. And a race heading for the goal line, and Gabby Niehaus comes out and kicks it out of the way and left that net wide open. She came way out to the 15-yard line there. As Donnie Felloffer tells me, it should be the actually 25-yard line because the goal is 10 yards deep yet. But I'm going by the 10, 20, 30 here. It's easier for me to read. Then I don't have to add and subtract yardage here. So, Gabby making a nice save there. And so the Huskies with it. And gets it in at the 20-yard line. And the Tigers get control. But now the Huskies take it away. It's one thing with soccer. It's a very fast pace. You don't keep the ball very long because it'll end up in the opponent's, we're going to say feet, because you can't use your hands in soccer. The only one that can is the goalie on a save. Nice headshot there. And it rolls all the way down, and Gabby kicks it out of the way, but not very far. Only went about 7 yards. Another high flyer, and controlled by the Huskies, and the Tigers come up with it now with control. And goes to the Huskies. As we are at center court here, and a battle going back and forth here. With it from Marshfield there was Cassidy Christopher, who's seen a lot of action tonight. Made a lot of nice plays out there for the Tigers. And it's going to go out of bounds, and it will go to, they're going to say, the Tigers' ball. As the last touch by the Huskies. As they got this on the big screen up there also. And the toss in. Tigers in range here. And a kick off to the side and way out of range here as Sorensen goes running for it all the way back to the fence there. That's another good 25, 30 yards just to go get that ball. And it's starting to get a little dark out here now. We turn the lights on. As I'm looking at, we're getting a good picture on here for, I popped her up on my phone here, so things look well. And controlled nicely by and over on the far end there, we've got a battle going on, and it's going to last, and Tigers are going to control it. And just out of bounds, knocked out of bounds by the Huskies. As I mentioned, these numbers that are on the back of this powder blue is really, really hard to read off those white shirts of the Eau Claire North Huskies team. You know, the only two really fortunate players out here is that both goalies are wearing gloves and also wearing long sweats or leggings to keep your legs warm because it is very chilly. The temperatures dropped down to 37 degrees. Feels like 28 out here right now. And the wind's still coming out of that south to southeast. So it's not really to Marshfield's advantage because they'd be kicking right into the wind here. And they're going to say there was a tripping call there, so the Huskies will take over. And a kick clear out and nicely blocked by the Tigers. As Rab has it, and a shot clear down, and Sorensen comes out to about the 13-yard line and kicks it down to a 40 on the other side of the field, so a nice kick for Sorensen. Eau Claire North with control. Last year's game of 1-1 tie as Marshfield opened up the scoring with Katzenberger with a goal, and then Eau Claire North came back in the second period and scored a goal, and it stayed that way the rest of the way. And the Tigers, and a whistle blown, and it could have been an offsides here possibly, as the Huskies will take control of it now, and Sorensen goes for the ball. And a kick from about the 23, and goes clear down to and rolling towards the Marshfield goal. And Niehaus kicks it back out to the 42. Tigers with control, and it's going to go off Marshfield Tiger and go out of bounds where the Huskies will take over. And it's tossed in off a Tiger's head. And with the steal is the Huskies. Huskies will take control, and a kick back to Sorensen. Sorensen will take over. Kick it over to one of her teammates, and the Tigers come up with it. It's been a defensive battle back and forth between these two. You know, you look at the scores that both of these teams had last year, and they actually were, you know, pretty much in a lot of their games, just that like Eau Claire North could not come up with the offense last year, but a great defensive team. And hopefully, you know, they can get their offensive going. And the Tigers the same way. They've had some great wins on the road last year. So we'll see what the Tigers can do in the Wisconsin Valley this year. They figure they should be about the third best team in the Wisconsin Valley this year. And so we'll see what happens come May when tournament time comes around and the end of the season, and we'll see what happens. Discover Marshfield's wellness destination, and we've got a possible chance, and nice stop by Sorensen. Discover Marshfield's wellness destination, Be Well Studio. Experience cutting-edge recovery tools like hydromassage, infrared sauna, red light therapy, PEMF, and more, all designed to help your body and mind feel their best. Each 15 to 30-minute session is just $29 with membership and packages available. Book your wellness session today at BeWellStudio.com. And coming up after tonight's match, we'll have our post-game show with Nasonville Dairy. Get those fresh cheese curds from Nasonville Dairy in Curtis or Marshfield or on NasonvilleDairy.com. And a long kick by the Tigers and a race for it. And the Tigers will come up with it, and a kick right to The goalie, Matty Sorensen, has another stop. And so Tigers have control of it after that kick by Sorensen here. Another kick into the middle, over the head of two players, and the Tigers come up with it. Goes right to the... it's a little hard to follow that ball out here now with the lighting and pretty much at dusk here. But plus I'm getting a glare off my glass here in this booth here. But we'll keep you going here with all the action here, as the Tigers will take it out on the far side. And she tosses it in and right to at the 50-yard line. And the Tigers knock it down. That knocking it down was Hoffman, with a nice defensive play there for the Tigers. And a race for the ball again. And with it over in that far side is Ava Schrader, a sophomore, who's in for the Tigers. Coach Hugna pretty much using everybody tonight for the Tigers. Battle for it at the 50. Bennington doing a nice job there right at midfield. And got an open shot here possibly. And scores! And with the score, as we'll see who that was. As an open net was left there by Gabby. And I'm trying to catch the number on there. As number 26 for the Huskies. That's Paige Ward, a freshman forward. A great way to start her varsity career, as Ward comes up with at 56-55 and gets the goal for the Eau Claire North Huskies to make it 1-0 in the second period here. And we'll check with Don Fellhofer on the official time on that. But it puts the Huskies out in front 1-0. As the Tigers kind of fired up here. As North comes up with a big point, as Gabby came out in front and had that open net, and Paige Ward just knew right when to give that kick, and went right into the net for the Eau Claire Huskies to give them a 1-0 lead to start out this 2026 season for the Huskies. And being a freshman yet to start out her varsity career. And a shot by the Tigers off to the left-hand side, no good. And we'll check with Don on the official time on that. And that was 56-55 official time on that goal to give the Huskies the lead here. As we are counting this up now, and we'll run it to 80. So we've got, about 22 minutes left in this contest. And the Huskies out in front by a score of 1-0. Events were made for Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. Large groups or small private party space is available for your event. So call Nuts Deep or stop by and set up your time. You want to have a great party at Nuts Deep. And call now for available dates. They're at Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. Across the street from the Holiday Inn in Marshfield here. And at Stratford Plumbing and Heating, your comfort and convenience is your top priority. They service all brands and do complete furnace and air conditioning installation with professional service to Stratford, Marshfield, and the surrounding areas. Call Stratford Plumbing and Heating today, your home comfort experts. I know next week we have a lot of games on the docket also here on Zaleski Sports. I know I'll be over at Stratford. Stratford boys baseball team ranked number 2 in Division III this year. A great pitching staff coming back and some great hitting also in all conference in Riley Spindler and 3 great pitchers in Brady Berg and Drew Gage and Christian Ream. And so they're looking forward to a big race in that Merwood Conference South this year. And I know the Columbus Dons are ranked right up there in Division IV also, along with the Pittsville Panthers. The Loyal Greyhounds are ranked number 1 in Division IV also. So looking for some great baseball and softball in the central Wisconsin area here coming up in the next couple of weeks here. So we've got, like I said, a big full docket next week. So Marshfield has their work cut out for them. They got to get right back into this. They're down 1-0 here with, we'll call it now 20 minutes left in this contest. And we'll see what the Tigers can put together here. Both teams playing great defense tonight. As Sorensen again with a great timing of the kick as a Marshfield Tiger right on top of that, and Sorensen gets the kick off as both goalies coming out quite a ways. A good, we'll go 10, 15, maybe even 20 yards out from the nets. And it's a little scary at times, but that's what happened was Gabby came out just a little bit too far. And Paige Ward just timed it just right to put it into the net for the Eau Claire North Huskies to give them this 1-0 lead so far. As a ball out on the 20-yard line. Back across midfield. And intercepted by the Huskies, stolen away by the Tigers. A kick down in center field and not out of bounds yet. Still fighting for it on the far end there and finally goes out, and it will be Tigers ball. And it's tossed in. And a long kick. And Gabby coming up with it. Nobody within 20, 25 yards of her as she kicks it. And a line shot out to about the 33, 34 yard line. And it's going to go out of bounds and Tigers ball. And Tigers with it. And coming away with it is the Tigers at midfield. As we're working it back across the 50. And looks like it'll be knocked out of bounds by the Huskies. And the Tigers will keep it. As Major League Baseball going on right now also is the Brewers losing 3-2 to the Red Sox in the bottom of the 7th inning as Brewers came from behind last night to beat the Red Sox and still take control in that Central Division of the National League. Watched that Blue Jay Dodger game last night also. That was not pretty as the Dodgers just hammering the ball last night. And as Blue Jays go down 14-2 last night at home, and I see they are down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. And the Blue Jays have runners at first and second with 2 down. But here we've got a battle going between two very good defensive teams, the Marshfield Tigers and the Eau Claire North Huskies, in a race for the net here, and it's down on the end. Marshfield wants it on. Pass in the middle and kicked out. Tigers regain it at the 30. And a kick knocked down nicely. And the Huskies retain it. And coming up with it is Balsauser. And it goes out of bounds. And it will be Tigers ball as it's tossed in. Right down in front of us here. Huffman with the kick. It's one thing in soccer, you don't keep the ball very long. And a long kick, and running it down is a Husky and a Tiger, and it goes out of bounds. And we're not sure whose possession it is, as it will be the Tigers' ball, I think. Yes, it is. Knocked down nicely by the Huskies, and Tigers retain it, and we've got a whistle. And the Tigers will retain it now here with a kick. At about the 43-yard line, 42. And we're going to call it the 40. As get it in place. And a long kick into the middle, and coming up with it is the Huskies. In the goal line, and a kick, and good! As the Tigers score, a high kick. It falls in, and we're not quite sure who had that, but a great goal by the Tigers to tie this contest up. We'll have to check with Donnie Fellhofer up here in the booth to see who had that, and that was at the 66-47 mark. And so we've only got, like 13 minutes left in this contest as Marshfield lands up tying this. Lands up tying this up at 1-1. And so North will get it with about 13 minutes left. And Gabby Niehaus gets it as we come up to the 67th minute of this contest. So 13 minutes left in this contest. We are all knotted up at 1. We're at the same score as we were last year. Last year, Marshfield scored first, and North came back to tie it up, and it finished up that way. This time, North gets one at the 56-55 mark, and Tigers come back at the 66-47 mark to tie that contest up. And we'll get the official call on that to who had that goal for the Marshfield Tigers. And that was done by number 18. That was Aubrey Engvold. Got that goal, a sophomore. As Aubrey Engvold gets that goal. In fact, I think that's a relation of mine. Her mother, I think, is my first cousin. So that's kind of nice that she got that first goal. She is only a sophomore, so she's got a couple more years with the Tigers yet. So we're all tied up at 1. As I mentioned, both of these teams very, very defensive-wise, but that shot by Engvall was very high and out of the reach of Sorensen. And the ball will go out of bounds and go to the Huskies of Eau Claire North. As the clock is ticking away, we are down to coming up to the 69th minute of this contest. As we hit it right now, we've got 11 minutes left. It's just kind of like that JV game where we had an exciting finish with that with 8 minutes left, and Tigers were down 2-0, and they scored 3 goals in a 5-minute span, and held on the final 3 minutes to come away with a 3-2 JV victory against the Eau Claire North Huskies. So we'll see if the Tigers can put it together here the final 10 minutes or so to take a 2-1 lead possibly. And comes off to the right side, cross the middle, into the middle. And knocked away nicely by Marshfield. The Huskies get it. Marshfield with it at midfield. As race for the ball, controlled by the Huskies. Over in that far corner. And Tigers getting control here. And a kick into the center with it. And down the sideline and out of bounds. And the Huskies will take control. As we are under 10 minutes to play in this regulation. And the Tigers with it. And Tigers will take control on their own side of the 50 here, and we got a race going on again. It's a 1-on-3 or 2-on-4, but Tigers will take control and it will go out of bounds. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. That's Next Step Prosthetics, or prosthetics, I'm sorry. And the Tigers and a few substitutes coming in here now for the Huskies. Making a couple defensive changes here. And the Huskies with it. Fighting for it at the 35. And the Tigers will still keep control of it. There's a battle going on over on that about 30-yard line, far side. Some great footwork there by the Tigers. And a long kick. And the race is on. And over in the far corner of that end zone. And it'll go out of bounds, and as Gabby Niehaus will now kick it out of her own end zone. And the kick is out to about the 20, 25, and controlled by the Tigers. Passed off to Huffman. Kick across the middle. It's intercepted by the Huskies. And controlling it for the Tigers there is Christofferson. The Huskies come up with it. And controlled by Gabby Niehaus again as she kicks it way over on the far end here at the 25. Right in front of us here. Tracking it down is Lutke. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Marshfield's ball, and Marshfield with control of it. And intercepted by the Huskies, and a long kick way out of bounds. And the clock's still running yet as we come now to we're at the 70, we're about 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in this regulation time. As North controlling the ball. Taken away by the Tigers. And a kick, and Gabby scoops it up and will kick it out to about the 25-yard line. Little different type of kick between Niehaus and Sorensen. Sorensen with a very powerful, can get that ball out a good 40, 45 yards. And Gabby, she's right around that maybe 25, 30. Sorensen with good control of keeping it away from that net area. And the Tigers on a roll here now across the 20-yard line. And kicks it back out. And it's kicked out of bounds, and it'll go to the Huskies. And taking it out is Paige Ward, who has the goal for the Eau Claire North Huskies, as she had that goal at the 56-55 mark of the second period here to give the Huskies that 1-0 lead. And she's a freshman. And it's intercepted here by the Tigers as they take control down on their end. With it now is number 17. That's Kenya Apple. As the Tigers intercept now. Setting up a play here. Bringing it across into the center of the field there are the Tigers. Kicks it off to the right side. Into the middle. Back out outside. Into the middle. Tigers doing a good job of ball control there. And no more than I say that, the Huskies take over. Both two very good, as I mentioned, two beautiful defensive teams. You would never guess this is their first game of the season. As both of their games, both teams was iced out last week when we had that ice storm that came through Wisconsin. And pretty much all schools in the state of Wisconsin were out of school last Thursday. But finally getting their first game of the season in for both teams here, the Eau Claire North Huskies and the Marshfield Tigers. And the ball goes out of bounds, and the clock's still running yet. as the clock has stopped, as I think we may have an injury. Or we've got a timeout, possibly. I think we have a timeout called by the Huskies, as the Huskies are huddling up over there. As they break the huddle over there, the Tigers did not go over and huddle up with Coach Ugna. But we've got 2 minutes and 22 seconds. The way this clock is run here, they have to make me do math here. So with 2:22 left in this second half, and the clock is running now. And the Tigers with the ball. As we're getting down to the end of regulation here. Tigers with it. Gets it out to center field, and a long run, and gets it controlled by the Tigers, and it will be kicked. It'll be kicked out of bounds by the Huskies, so it'll be Tigers ball with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. We'll see if the Tigers can get one in here to give them a 2-1 lead. As they're still waiting for the ball yet. And a corner kick. And knocked down by the Huskies. Huskies with control of it along the sideline. And it's a foot battle out there. And we've got a whistle. And it'll be Huskies ball. And we are under a minute in regulation. Tigers with control, and it will be kicked out of bounds by the Huskies. And the Tigers will have control as the clock is ticking down with 40 seconds or 30 seconds left. Huskies with it. Knocked down by the Tigers. Tigers with control. Gets it across midfield. We are down to the final 20 seconds. As PA announcer Don Felloffer will count down the final 10. It'll go out of bounds. And I am thinking that is going to be the final play, as nobody is giving a ball here. And that, we are tied at 1, and we'll see what happens here. As that will be, as the Huskies are shaking hands here, and that will be it, as it will finish just like it did last year in a 1-1 tie, as both teams playing outstanding defense. As at halftime we were at 0, and Marshfield came out in the second period here and put the ball in the net at the 56-55 mark of that second period, as the Huskies put it in the net at the 56-55 mark, as Paige Ward, a freshman, got her first varsity goal to give the Huskies a 1-0 lead. And then coming right back at the 66-47 mark, Aubrey Engvold, a sophomore for the Tigers. So 2 underclassmen doing the scoring tonight for Marshfield and Eau Claire North, and gives the Tigers a goal there to tie it up. And it was great defense back and forth between the two teams, and we finish up in a 1-1 tie just like last year. So The Tigers still have not gotten a win against Eau Claire North, as now Eau Claire North is 3-0-2 against the Tigers, but the Tigers with back-to-back ties now, showing a lot of progress there, a lot of great defense, and Coach Ugna will be working with her ball club to get ready for next ball game. As I will look for my sheet here to see where these two teams are at coming up, as a big heavy schedule for both of these teams. As let's see, I'm going to have John run one commercial here, and we'll be right back, and I'll give you a final wrap up of when their next ball games are, and then we'll go to our. Here we go. We've got it right here. We'll do it right now. We've got Marshfield playing at Wausau on the 14th. That would be next Tuesday, as they will travel to Wausau East to take on the Lumberjacks. The start of that is at 7 o'clock. And they then go to New Richmond on the 16th for a 7 o'clock start. And then at home, they'll be here on the 17th of April against the Cardinals of Chippewa Falls. And that contest starts at 6:30 here at Hiding Stadium. And the Eau Claire North Huskies will continue their schedule with a home match, actually real quick, like, as on Thursday. They will be at home for their home opener against Barron Cumberland, and the start of that is at 7 o'clock. And then actually on Saturday, they will be at home against Aquinas, and the start of that one is at 12 o'clock at Eau Claire North. So a big, start for both of these ball clubs, as it goes down to a 1-1 tie, and we'll see what they can do the rest of the season. So we're coming up next with the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. And for Zaleski Sports here, I'm Mike Steinweiner along with John Sanford. We want to thank you for joining us for high school volleyball, for high school soccer. And we'll be back with some more action coming up Thursday, as we'll have some baseball and some softball. Go to Zaleski Sports and check for your favorite team. See if they are on Zaleski Sports. So we'll give you the Nasonville Dairy postgame show, and have a great week. Bye now.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy.
We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.